call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Jones-Webb.
Present.
Nash.
Present.
Gale.
Present.
Bush.
Here.
Helpap.
Here.
Borchard.
Present.
We have a full board.
Is there anybody that would like to make a motion to approve them?
I make a motion minutes be accepted as written.
Okay.
Second it.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Motion carries. And I see that we have approval of the agenda.
Are there any additions to the agenda? I don't have any. So we need a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The first case is case number J170037, which is a public hearing for a variance request to allow a daycare center in a B1 local business district at 1403 State Street.
Okay. I see the information. Is there anybody that wants to speak on this?
Excuse me.
Step.
Before she speaks, could you tell me about the voting process?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
We have 6 members that are voting. You need 4 members for approval.
Okay. My name is Nancy Petzold. I live at 3855 South Hartford Drive in Saginaw. I work as a consultant for Cynthia, who would be the owner and operator of the daycare center. Cynthia is graduated from LPN school. I am also a registered nurse. We would like to open a daycare center at 1403 South State Street to provide a safe place for children. We're going to run it at least first and second shift because there's a lot of people that work second shift and don't have daycare providers. Make sure they're safe, comfortable in the place, making sure it's clean, give them a playground and everything that's accessible for them to play, and make sure everybody's trained accordingly to the state regulations.
Okay. Any questions?
How many children?
According to the square feet, we can only run 20 to 25 kids per shift.
Per shift? And where would the parking be?
There's parking out in the front of the building, and there's also parking on the side of the building. There's a parking lot around it. We'll use a part of it. We need 1,200 square feet of the parking lot for playground. The rest of it would be all parking. There's going to be lighting outside of the building and cameras and everything installed so everybody's safe at all times coming and going with a locked entrance so kids just can't go out of it. They have to be buzzed in and out, parents and everybody.
So when you say you're going to go 20 to 25, 24 to 25, usually the state regulations, it doesn't like, you got like 24 or 25, you go higher than that, like up to 40?
You have to have, according to the regulations for infants, you have to have 50 square feet per child. For toddlers, you have to have 35 square feet for toddlers, and preschoolers are 35 also. So when the state comes in and measures it, they'll determine exactly the amount of children we can have in there. From my measurements, just a rough measurement, we're saying 20 to 25.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when you apply for your state license, it doesn't say 25, it's going to be like 24.
It'll give you exact, no, it'll give you an exact number you actually, when we put in for, we'll put in for, you know, how, over 25 to 50 is what we'll register it as. But when they come in, the state license will actually say the specific number of kids that can be in the building. So the application, when I fill it out, it'll ask you, like, do you want to register for 10 kids, 20 kids, you know, over 50 kids, because it's a fee for every so many kids.
Maybe it's
Right.
the old laws I've been looking at, but I always remember it goes like from 6 to 12. There's another jump from like 12 to this.
Right, yeah, and the fee is, right, and the fee is always, so whatever the fee is for 20 to 50 kids is what we'd have to pay to register it, but they would actually put on the license exactly what she's allowed to have in the home, in the building.
Any other questions for?
I have a question. Did you get anything from traffic engineering pertaining to the volume, flow of traffic?
No, it's, it's a main road that can handle a lot of traffic, and there really wasn't a need. Many other types of businesses are allowed in the B1 district. And the cutouts for the driveways are already in place. If there was an additional cutout required, then engineering would have gotten involved in it. But in this case, there was no need to involve them.
I guess I'm just curious. I know that when I drove by, there are businesses on, is that West Genesee, I think? There are 3 businesses that share that parking lot then with you in the back?
No, our parking lot is actually separate. I know what you're talking about, that big building that's got a clothing store and a salon and stuff in there. Their parking lot is actually totally separate than our parking lot. And we will have a fenced-in 8-foot fence for the children and everything that will go right from the back door out. So there's no walking into the parking lot by itself. Our back door coming out of the, her back door coming out will be hooked right to the fence for the playground, wrapped around and come right back to the building.
Oh,
So the kids wouldn't be able to access the parking lot for cars or anything like that. And family would have to come through the locked doors in the front to get their children.
So how tall did you say the fence would be?
We're gonna go 6 to 8 feet because we wanted to make it safe, so kids, because 4-foot fences, we all know kids, at a certain age would maybe try and climb, but we need to make sure it's safe at all times for them.
Because that would be a separate issue. That would have to go before what?
I
6 to 8?
I think 6 is fine.
6 is fine.
8
Okay, so we
may
could stay at
be
6.
8 may be allowed in a business district. I'll have to double check that, but
And I just
6
want to
would
make
be
sure
okay.
they're safe, so,
Right.
Yeah.
we all know little kids will try and climb and stuff to make sure they're safe and inside a fence.
Now, one thing I want to point out is that there's the requirement of the cities that's more stringent than what you said today that the state requires. We require 150 square feet of space per child for the playground area.
Okay.
When I looked at the lot size and the building itself, I think it was based on lot size, we would allow up to 29 children, but the state will set that limit for you. In almost every other thing, the state is more stringent than
Right,
we are.
we would never have all 20 kids out in the playground at the same time. We would be, dividing them according to playgroups just to make sure the toddlers are safe compared to the preschoolers or older children. We'd have enough staff according to the guidelines to make sure there's always the number of children per ratio to the guidelines to the state of Michigan.
We have all our questions answered by her. Anybody else would like to speak on this project?
Did you want to speak?
No? Would there be anybody else in the audience that would like to speak on this? I'm going to ask one more time. Is there anybody that would like to speak on this in the audience? In that case, the public hearing is closed. I have a question for you. You're less than a block away from a bar. Has there been any daycares within that kind of vicinity of bars here in Saginaw?
Yes, there actually is. There's one right on State Street and Court. There's a Sunoco gas station. There's that Grand Street Bar or something like that. It's
Grand
called.
Central.
Grand Central
Okay.
Bar, and right across the kidney corner is ABC Children's Daycare.
Okay. I was kind
Ugly
of
for
wondering about that, is all.
Yeah.
Do you have an ordinance about that, too?
No.
I didn't think there was an ordinance, but I just kind of wondered whether it was setting a precedent, and since it's not, okay.
You said you're gonna do, if the city's, laws require 29, children per shift, you're gonna do 29 per shift?
It wouldn't be the city that gives us a number that we're allowed. It's the state that would come in and actually measure according to the, he was, if I'm not mistaken, Mike was saying for the playground area, we have to have more square footage.
Right.
Not for
I
inside the
just
building.
based it on the size of the lot. We would allow up to 29, but all of this is designated by what the state
Right, and
says.
inside the building is a square footage that, for the children area and everything, and so the state would come in and actually go with their measurements. Like I said, from my measurements, I'm getting between 20 to 25, but I'm not the state of Michigan, I don't come in and measure. I'm just trying to give us a rough idea of what we need to send in to get licensed for.
Yeah.
Because it makes a big difference. There's like a $50 difference in the registration fee between 50 to 100 kids or 20 to 50, 25 to 50 kids and stuff. There's a big difference in the registration, so I don't want her to send in more money than what she's supposed to if she knows she can't get licensed for that many.
Thank you very much. Any discussion?
You need a motion.
Right.
I move in case 17-0037 that the board grant the request for variance at 1403 State Street.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good luck.
Good luck. Do I have a motion for adjournment? Oh, we gotta sign the paper. We always do that after, I thought.
Oh, yes. We have a new alternate member on the board next to Jennifer Saginaw. And then Kelsey is a student from SVSU that's here studying the zoning board. We've had one for the planning commission and the historic district commission as well. So they're doing the study, is that for urban geography?
Yeah.
For an urban geography class.
I think we have one positive results downtown.
Bob is still
Yeah, they have
alive.
like two
Yeah,
positive
he's out in Boston. Right, that's what the last time I heard. He was kind of.
Oh,
He was kind of.
okay. Motion for adjournment.
So close.
Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.